welcome back to Miss Cindy's Kitchen. Today we're going to show you a quick setup for a crock pot meal I'm fixing for dinner tonight. This is filmed before work, so we're not going to be laborious and explaining everything. But I found this cookbook when I was cleaning my cookbook collection, crock pot recipes, and the recipe is Indian Style Curried Drumsticks.
Ooh, that looks good. That looks good.
And as it's before work, I don't have a lot of time to prepare, but I'm going to do it quickly. 1.5 cups chopped onion, fried up in some oil. We're not going to overthink it, we're just going to make it for dinner.
Alright.
So, and we're going to saute the onion, and then in the crock pot we're going to have minced garlic, tomato paste, turmeric, and so there's oil with large onion diced, about 2 cups total actually. A tablespoon of grated ginger. I got fresh ginger the other day at the store. I already peeled some, we're getting it ready to grate. Minced garlic, tomato paste, coriander, and cumin, turmeric, salt, and pepper. Cumin, turmeric, and then salt and pepper. And then what we're going to do is fry up the onion, and in the crock pot I'm going to saute the onion, and then when this is done we're going to add the other ingredients. So let me get the ginger grated. So, and the potatoes are going to go in the crock pot. So in the crock pot I've got about 5 pounds of drumsticks. They're rather large. So, oh, and the cinnamon stick. That's the other thing that I need that I forgot to get out. Let me see if I can find it real quick here. Something I don't use very often. And let's see here. Because cinnamon is part of a curry. Let's see. Cinnamon, cinnamon, cinnamon.
Let's see the cinnamon powder.
Cinnamon stick. Cinnamon stick. Okay. I put the baking spices together. And as you can see, I've got my spice cabinet relatively organized. Alright. Stir the onion.
And you're using white onion.
Well, it's actually a yellow onion, but it just looks white.
Oh, okay.
The inside of an onion is pretty much white. It's just the skin that tells you what color it is.
Ah.
I mean, purple onions, yeah, but brown and yellow and white onions all are the same on the inside. Kind of like people, right? Okay. And let's see here. And it says put the cinnamon stick in the crock pot with the chicken.
Oh.
See, I didn't even open it because I got it for something else and never used it, so. Ah, dang it.
A nice little trick there.
They make safety seals painfully hard to use. Especially for people who have trouble with their hands sometimes. Cinnamon stick in the crock pot. Okay. Now we're sauteing the onion. And then we're going to transfer the mixture to the crock pot. I'm just going to go ahead and put the potatoes in now. Because it doesn't say exactly what time those go in, but it's a simple recipe. So.
And how many potatoes is that?
It says 8 medium red potatoes. This is about 6 large. I cut them up into smaller chunks.
Okay.
Alright. And now that I got that cleared off, I'm going to grate the ginger. This is a tablespoon. That's kind of pungent, isn't it? It's all stuck up on the inside.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not that familiar with fresh ginger, but I'm trying something new. It looks like it's rather large chunks. I'm just going to chop it up a tiny bit here. Sometimes it's nice to try a new recipe. I had this packet of drumsticks thawing in the fridge, so I wanted to try something new with it. And since I've been going through all my cookbooks, I was like, cool, something new to try with drumsticks. Okay. So,
Oh, yeah.
the onions are mostly sauteed. So it says to add all the other ingredients. So we're going to add in the ground ginger. This is going to be very pungent and fragrant momentarily. And then a tablespoon of minced garlic. I'm just going to eyeball it because I want to save the measuring spoons for the powdered ingredients. And I'll have to get a second set out. So, eyeballing that. And then we're going to have the tomato paste. 3 tablespoons, so probably about half this jar here, half this container. That's about 2. We're making a curry paste to go over the ingredients as they cook. So let me stir this and then I'll add the other stuff. Let that soften a wee bit. The cat's trying to get out of the cabinet. Okay, so we have a tablespoon of cumin. A little bit of mess here. Tablespoon of cumin. It's going to be a very fragrant kitchen. And then a teaspoon of coriander. And coriander is actually the same plant as the cilantro.
Oh, wow, that is pungent.
It's like dried powdered cilantro. Alright. And then the other ingredient we have to add is the turmeric and salt and pepper. Oh my goodness.
That is pungent. Wow.
Anybody got allergies? This is going to cure them. Now, turmeric is the yellow-orange ingredient that makes curry curry colored. See? My countertop is going to be very colorful. Stir that around.
I will say, if you've never been in an Indian kitchen, this will help.
The first place we lived as a family and a young married couple was in a building that had 15 units, I think it was, and we had 6 or 7 nationalities represented in that housing complex. And I loved it because we had a family next door to us that were Indian. And I loved trying all her different foods.
Yeah.
It was the sweetest family. And let's see here, we need salt and pepper. And 2 teaspoons of salt. I'm learning a new recipe and taking you all along for the ride. And then it calls for ½ teaspoon of black pepper. Alright, ½ teaspoon. And then it's spilling the pepper on the floor here. Black pepper. Whoops.
That's okay, Dahlia will look it up.
Oh, that'll be funny. You always thought about giving her some pepper to lick up, but you're not to steal food. She's going to be like, oh, I'm going to be sneezing all the way to work today. So, and then, after this is done cooking, it says low for 6 hours. And then when I get back from work, I'm going to put in a bag of frozen peas. And then that cooks for, it says just 5 minutes additional to heat the peas through. So, when we get home from work, we'll show you the rest. So now that this is all mixed up, I'm going to put it in the crock pot. Ooh-wee. Gonna make a curry here.
It smells great. I mean,
yeah. I was a tiny bit reluctant to try a curry recipe because I got sick eating curry when we were on a vacation, and I think it was just my own body, not the food itself. But this is I at least know what's in this that I'm making. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this up, and it also calls for 1 1/4 cups of chicken broth. So I'm going to add that, and then I'm going to put it on to cook for 6 hours. And then tonight I'll bring you back and show you the yumminess that results. So we'll see you again at the end of the day. And now the crock pot's been cooking all day. We have a timer on the crock pot for, we set it for 6 hours on low. So it's been simmering for the last few hours until we got home. And the next stage is to add, it calls for like 1.5 cups of frozen peas, but I'm going to put the whole bag in, you know. So I'm going to put that in.
Now, why frozen peas?
That's what the recipe calls for.
Okay.
Somebody else designed the recipe and I'm just following it.
All right.
So don't forget to like and subscribe and share to your friends and give us your feedback. And this, I turned the crock pot back on. It was on keep warm because it's on a timer. Once it gets to the end of its set time, it reverts to warm. So to get it back cooking again, I'm putting it on high. And it says just for like 5 minutes until the peas are heated through. So I'm going to stir them in so they can get in the warm liquid. And that sounds funny, but we've got a nice curried chicken dinner here. The chicken's falling off the bones now. But I'm going to let the peas get in there and swim in the sauce for a little bit. So that's going to sit, and then we'll bring you back. And when it's ready to eat, we will show you a taste test. All right, and now the food is ready to serve, and Logan's going to do a taste test and let us know what he thinks.
Hey, Logan.
Hey.
He's back.
Try a bit of this chicken. You said this was a curry chicken?
Yeah.
Ooh, sounds good. It's falling apart when I try to pick it up. Which was a good thing.
Yeah.
Mmm. That's really good. The nice, curry flavor.
Yeah. I think it'd be really good served over rice because it made a lot of liquid in the crock pot.
I think you can see it on the plate, so
Yeah.
I'm pulling out.
That would be a really good way to round out the recipe.
How's the potato?
Let me try the potato. Delicious.
That's good. All right.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us again in another adventure of crock pot cooking. And now that I'm gone through all my cookbooks, I'm bringing out some recipes that I'll show you all. So anyway, just like and subscribe and share to your friends and message me and let me know what you'd like me to show or if you have questions on what I've cooked. So have a great evening and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you for watching Miss Cindy's Kitchen. To get more recipes like this one, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for notifications when new videos are uploaded. Share it out to your friends, family, neighbors, and leave us a comment to let us know how this recipe worked for you. And don't forget to hit that like button. Again, thank you for watching Miss Cindy's Kitchen.